Detroit basketball.
Alright, Pistons fans, so in today's video, you have to talk about last night's game against the Orlando Magic. The Pistons get their first win of the regular season and the return of Cade Cunningham. Let's talk about it. So let's start off with Cade Cunningham. He's the first player I want to get to. And Cade basically played to the level that I expected him to play at. You know, Cade, he hasn't played basketball since the summer league. And then you think about it, he went to the training camp and then he had to miss most of training camp because of the ankle injury. Then the regular season began and he missed the first 4 games. And now he's coming back. So he basically has absolutely zero chemistry with this team, and he's 100% rusty. You guys know, if you've ever played basketball before, let's say, you know, you're hooping on a consistent level, and then you miss 2 months. You don't touch your ball for 2 straight months, and then you try to get back on the court. It feels terrible trying to play basketball again after you haven't played in a very long time. Your handle feels off. Your shot feels off. Playing basketball after not playing for a long time just feels terrible. And I bet that was the feeling for Cade Cunningham yesterday, especially with the pressure of being the first overall pick in your first NBA game. So he had an immense amount of pressure on him. He had the rust factor of him not playing basketball in a long time and absolutely no chemistry with this team. You know, Killian Hayes, Saddiq Bey, Kelly Olynyk, they were slowly but surely building chemistry, you know, as they continued to play with each other. But then you throw in someone like Cade Cunningham into the lineup, it kind of messes up chemistry. They kind of have to readjust to playing with this new guy. Down the line later in the season, they will adjust to playing with Cade Cunningham. But last night, their first game, it was just a bit rough for Cade to really get into a rhythm with this team. So he finished with 2.7 rebounds, 2 assists on the night. And honestly, I'm not mad at all. I'm not disappointed at all. That's the level that I expected him to play at. You know, in fact, getting 7 rebounds in your first NBA game, that's pretty solid. The scoring will eventually come. His shots will go in eventually. I do like the aggression out of him out of the gate. Even though he was missing shots, he continued to chuck up 3-pointers and was not backing down from the challenge at all. In terms of playmaking for the Pistons, he was passing the ball really well. Guys just weren't knocking down shots. You know, in that first and second quarter, the Pistons weren't hitting shots at all. The Pistons didn't start making their shots until that late third and then in that fourth quarter. That's when the Pistons began to make their shots. So his assist totals would have been higher if the Pistons would have made their shots. And then he also already did look top-notch defensively. You know, that play against Franz Wagner where he locked him up and then they had to dive for the loose ball. The crowd got really hyped. That was probably the loudest the crowd was the entirety of the night when Cade Cunningham locked up Franz Wagner. So yeah, he looked really good on defense. And that's basically everything that I want to say about Cade Cunningham. We have a back-to-back game tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. I predict them to have a slightly better ball game, but still be a tad bit rusty against the Nets tonight. And just in general, Cade Cunningham, he will pick it up eventually. It's just going to be a slow process for him to get into top form because he's missed such a long time. Then another thing that I want to mention is just that the energy that he brought to this team, the crowd being fully energized because he was there. He just brought something to this team. Just the presence of having Cade Cunningham on the floor, you just felt that when you saw Kelly Olynyk and Saddiq Bey and Jeremy Grant. They feeded off of the energy of having Cade Cunningham in the building. So yeah, man, that's basically everything that I had to say about Cade Cunningham. I guess we could talk about the other players and just the game in general slightly. Shouts out to Kelly Olynyk, man, continuing the hot streak to start off this regular season. Completely living up to that contract, man. Being the type of player that we need him to be. A guy off the bench who can come in, score the basketball, stretch the floor for you, and also playmake. The playmaking for him, he's kind of looking like Mason Plumlee out there. So Kelly, man, living up to that contract overall, just being a very solid player for us. I cannot wait down the line when him, Killian Hayes, and Cade Cunningham in the future develop chemistry with each other and they can learn how to pick and roll and pick and fade. It is going to be beautiful to watch Cade Cunningham, Killian Hayes, and Kelly Olynyk once they all develop chemistry and get into a groove with each other. Jeremy Grant, he led us again in scoring tonight, and it feels like Jeremy Grant, as soon as he gets the ball, he does not think about passing it at all. Every time Grant gets the ball, he immediately goes to try to drive inside and score that thing, or he tries to shoot it from the perimeter. Either way he does it, I just want to show love and give my respects to Jeremy Grant, continuing the aggression no matter the circumstances. And again, as Dwayne Casey said, we want to see Grant, take a bit of a jump and improve even off of what he did last year, becoming an Olympian and almost winning the Most Improved Player of the Year award. That was good, but we want to see an even higher level out of Jeremy Grant. So I'm expecting to see that later on in the season, and I'm happy he's starting out in these first 4 games being aggressive. And that's basically everything, man. I want to show love to the bench mob. Josh Jackson, Corey Joseph, Trey Lyles, even Kelly Olynyk. That bench mob towards the end of that third quarter, they really won this ball game, man. If it wasn't for the bench playing the way that they did, we probably wouldn't have won this game tonight, because the starters, they played good. But again, the Orlando Magic, they were fighting with the starters. It was neck and neck. But then our bench mob really came through in that third quarter and then in the fourth quarter, and they won us this basketball game. So Josh Jackson, shouts out to him. He is proving right now that he's above Hamidou Diallo. I thought that it was really close. I thought that Hamidou had a shot at being above Josh Jackson at one certain point in time. But right now, Josh is just proving that he's above Hamidou Diallo. I know Diallo isn't getting much opportunity right now, but I just wanted to point out that Josh Jackson is playing his tail off and he's really balling. And at this current moment in time, it's a bit of a gap between the two of those guys. Trey Lyles being Trey Lyles, giving us scoring off the bench and decent defense. Corey Joseph, just overall, the bench mob, I appreciate all of them. Frank Jackson didn't really get going tonight. He's having a slow start to the regular season, but I believe he as well will pick it up, just like Cade, just like Killian, all of the guys. He will pick it up as well. And then also I could throw in Sadiq Bey. He was also a guy who in that third and fourth quarter was a contributor to us winning this ball game. So Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below quickly before I get out of here. To the Orlando Magic, they had a good defensive game. It felt like they tried to double team Cade Cunningham on every single play when he got the ball in that first quarter. Every time he drove, or even when he was on the perimeter, as soon as Cade touched the ball, the Orlando Magic doubled him immediately. So they did have a solid defensive game. They only lost by 7 points, so I do give some love and respect to the Orlando Magic, Cole Anthony, Bamba, the Wagner brothers, Suggs. Respects to all of those guys down there in Orlando. So Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 3K, and I'm out.